And welcome back to the Isaiah Factor Uncensored. Time for fun and games. And filling in for Mission Cartman today is a legendary Lil Troy. But before we talk to you, let's give you a snippet of his history. And Lil Troy joins us live here on the Isaiah Factor Uncensored. That was a huge hit.
Yes.
Heard all across the country. Now, one of the interesting things that in chatting with you yesterday I've learned, you're still being paid every quarter for that song made in 1998.
Yeah.
You showed me a list of checks for $40,000 for 1 quarter.
Yes.
4 times a year. Or
Yes.
is it 3 times? 3 times a year.
Yeah.
You're getting those big checks from the music because you retained the rights and the publishing.
Yes.
So how did you know, how did you have the foresight back then on Wannabe, a baller shot caller, to make sure you contain and keep control of your music?
My mom and my dad was in the music industry, so I studied music. So I knew when I went to sign contracts on what to sign. I knew what to do. So I made sure that I can get paid down the line, not just so much all the money up front. You know, a lot of entertainers, they don't get paid down the line. They sold all their rights. I didn't sell my rights. I still retained my copyrights, still retained my publishing and my writer's rights and everything.
Now, how often do you hear your own song on the radio and you smile and say, cha-ching, I'm about to be paid?
And right now, I be so happy when I hear it on the radio and on YouTube and people call me and say, Trump, I just heard the radio, man. I'm in West Virginia or something, and I just laugh and thank God all the time.
Now, how do you patrol your music? How do you make sure someone is not performing it without approval, someone is not playing it on the radio or YouTube without approval?
Well, once you sign up with the different organizations like BMI and different sound chains and stuff, and they the governor over the music. They keep track of it because they get paid from me. So it's best for them to keep track of it. Every time my song is played, because they make money off of it.
So they're watchdogs.
They watchdogs for me. I don't have to. I lay down and go to sleep and wait on the middleman to come or direct deposit to come. Yeah.
Now, what's next for Lil Troy right now?
Man, my son, he rapping T2. My other son, he does comedy, and I'm just pushing them right now. I'm just laid back and enjoying the fruits from what I laid down a long time ago.
Are the younger artists out there taking your advice in retaining the publishing rights to their songs and their music? Are they listening? One of the stories you told, you brought an attorney in from Philadelphia to give them this information, and no one showed up.
No one showed up. I brought my attorney, Warren Hamilton, in from Philadelphia to teach on how you get paid from the music industry. None of the guys showed up, didn't want to learn, but I was deaf. I learned.
So what do you think the mentality is? What are they lacking nowadays?
Education on the business. You know, a lot of people think when you do music, you don't get paid like going to work at a restaurant or at a club or a bar or something, that you get $8 an hour time 8 hours a day, and you calculate your money. Royalties don't go like that. So you got to go get an entertainer, lawyer to teach you the business of it. If you want to sustain longevity and get paid long term, you got to get somebody to teach you the business.
The legendary Lil Troy. We were supposed to do some entertainment, but you're much more intriguing. Thank you for coming on the Isaiah Factor Uncensored.
Yeah.
Appreciate your time. We'll be back. Stay with us.